What's up everybody, Peacekeepers. If you guys, we are on the Town Hall 12 where we're in Gideon's Keep and we have a war going on. But before we start anything, this by the time you see this video, this war is going to be over. But I have started streaming on Twitch where I'm going to be doing a couple wars if they come around. Where we'll be streaming a couple wars, doing Legends League hits, give our here and there. So my Twitch is Twitch TV slash Peacekeeper400 if you guys want to check it out. But before we get into anything, we're going to be recapping the 6th part that I ended up getting in Gideon's Keep as well, where I will be planning and showing you guys my thought process on how I plan and break down bases. So the first instance when I saw this base, I was going to use a Houdini ldoe. Because the base is very base dependent. Houdini is really base dependent sometimes, but this base was really screaming it because the base was really compacted and the Houdini would have got a ton of value. So you can see where I'm basically taking the storages and where I would want to use my Houdini. The air defense was there close to the town hall. I would have been able to take out the town hall, take out the clan castle, hopefully take out the eagle as well. But I ended up deciding to stick with the 5 ICG that I have here. I'm using the 5 ICG instead of the Houdini ldoe because there were a couple of the visit towers, the splash damage was on the outside, so I was able to take that out better as well. So my troops would be able to run down those sides by the visit towers because there were no visit towers internally. I mean internally there weren't any visit towers like by the clan castle area or internal but where the air defenses would have been. So the visit towers were able to be taken up pretty easily. So I used 2 baby dragons on the outside to funnel on the top right and the top left hand side. That's why I used the baby dragons. I had some of the royal ghosts as well, and you're gonna see where the royal ghost is gonna come into play. I dropped 2 baby dragons down with a balloon to set my external funnel, and we need to set 1 more funnel as well before we set in our troops. So 2 Teslas pop at the top left hand side and right hand side, which is actually really surprising, which is really good, because if those Teslas are there, they're going to be other Teslas on the other side, and the already royal ghosts come into play. The royal ghosts will take out both of the Teslas and hopefully damage a couple of defenses, and then I set my ice columns down. So we have our external funnel now. This is going to be the more internal funnel. I dropped the ice columns down, and now I'm going to drop the witches. The witches are hopefully going to be able to funnel out those cannons when they break in. But you can see where I did a small mistake. The witches won't be able to actually target the cannons, so they have to come in. So a couple are going to walk more on the outside, which isn't the worst thing because they're going to be taking out splash damage. I didn't go on the king side because they would have pulled them on the outside. I went queen side because the queen would have to jump the wall also. So the queen would have been coming in. I dropped the ice columns down. I will drop the witches down behind the boulders. I'm using a log launcher as well because the town hall is directly underneath the eagle. That's why I'm using a log launcher. You could use a wrecker, but if the eagle wasn't there, I would have decided, well, I'm going to stick with the wrecker this time, or even use a siege barracks and just use super wall breakers to break in. So I use the log launcher, and the log launcher will target the town hall and take out the town hall alongside the eagle artillery. First eagle shots come in, I drop the first red spot. You can see the internal funnel is working a little bit. The queen is still on the outside sniping the axe bow, and she's hopefully probably going to come inside and take out the other visit tower and then come in. So we drop the red spell, and the king is walking. Yes, the king is walking, which is normally not a good sign you would want to see, but in this case it's actually a really good sign because the buildings around the town hall, close to the town hall, are gone. The king can't come in, so the king's going to go on the outside and take out those visit towers. So you can see the queen is going to run down that side with visit towers, and the king is going to run down that side of the one other visit tower that is actually there. So you can see it's working pretty well right now. So I dropped the raid spell, popped the warden's ability to save the king and the bowlers and a couple of witches that were there because I know that they're going to be a couple splash damage there, couple giant bombs. So the town hall goes down from the log launcher. The inferno in the scatter, sorry, not the scatter, what I'm saying scatter. The eagle has no health. One swing of the Valkyries I have in the CC is gonna take down that eagle and help take down the inferno. You can use Yetis, yes, Yetis would have been a better play because the Yeti might would take out the eagle and even help take out the inferno. But I decided to stay with Valkyries because the Valkyries are pretty bad. The Valkyries take out the eagle. So you can see here we could even start the box if we wanted to. But no, I'm not gonna. We have three visitors left. We have 4 freezes. Yes, I could have started bots, but I didn't want to panic freeze at this point. So the king is working. I still have the king's ability. That's why I'm not using my bots yet. So I dropped the king's ability now, and the king's ability is actually gonna tank this visitor. And now I'm starting the bots. I'm starting the bots now because the visitor is gonna be distracted, right? And I have 4 freezes to defend myself with for bots. The queen is over on the left hand side. The queen haven't even touched the center base this entire raid. The queen is going to take out that visitor on the right hand side and even probably take out the other visitor that's actually on the bottom. So I don't have to panic freeze. I don't have to freeze for the king's entry for the bats on the first visitor. Probably don't have to freeze once this raid. So you're gonna see where I come in. So the bots come in to take out the bomb tower and take out some defenses on that side as well. And I have 4 freezes for 1 wizard tower at the end basically. So the queen is gonna take out that wizard tower with the witches that are there and skeletons, and the bots are gonna wave in now. The wizard tower does go down, and I have a freeze for 1 wizard tower. I'm gonna freeze that first wizard tower pretty early with the bow and the air defense because I want to save a little bit of health with the queen. I didn't get the air defense as well, but you can see this base is crushed because we did pretty well with the bats, timing the bats pretty well. So you can see that the first triple with 5 ICG with a couple running goals. Now we're gonna come in and show you guys the next army I use to triple the next base, because I'm basically showing you why these armies are really good to practice and why you can basically break down a base with a really good attack strategy. So this next attack strategy is hybrid. We're using Queen Charge Hybrid on this base. I've seen this base a ton. I've seen this base in War a lot, and I've seen it mostly in multiplayer as well. So I wanted to do different things on this base. I wanted to Queen Charge the top by the Clan Castle, but there were a ton of damage there. 2 bows, the Grand Warden Pedestal, the Queen, multi, and the Sweeper. That's why I decided not to do it. I wanted to use Houdini also on it, but I sway away from that. There are those little wall segments there that have spaces with nothing in it, but my plan was, well, they're probably going to be Teslas, so I decided not to Queen Charge into that. It is not a bad idea to try to Queen Charge the Town Hall, but she was going into a ton of damage. So I decided the best plan is going to Queen Charge her from the bottom to go for the eagle. So I'm basically going to be able to funnel her pretty easily into that compartment, and I'm going to show you that now when I get through to that. Next off, because you can see here, the queen is going to go on that side. We use the sneaky goblins, not the sneaky goblins, sorry, the balloons for the queen, and I'm going to use 2 hogs to pull the CC because the CC is pretty easy to access. So the queen is going to, the baby dragon that I have in my con is actually going to come down on that dark barracks and funnel the queen in. So the queen is going, the baby dragon will take up 2 buildings, and the queen be funneled inside the base. So that's got to end. The queen goes down, take out the buildings, and I drop the 2 hogs to pull the CC. Next off, I'm going to be dropping a coconut loon to actually pull any traps, or just basically take out a defense which is actually distracted on the queen. You can see this balloon, why balloons are used. You're going to use a 5 troop space, which will be for balloon, to save a 14 troop just to save a 14 troop space. So you can see the balloon saves a healer, sorry. So I drop another balloon to actually basically help take out another defense. because they're distracted on the queen. So you will push back the balloon, and the super minions are basically wasting shots on a dead balloon, which is actually really good for me. I dropped the baby dragon down, and the baby dragon is actually funneling those two buildings that I wanted funneled out. I decided to use baby dragon instead of wizard. I probably could have used a wizard because the wizard would have been able to take out those two buildings scot-free. But I decided to stick with the dragon. So the poison on the super minions, there were no headhunters, which is actually not too bad because I can basically take them out pretty easily as well. Super Breaker comes in and breaks open that wall. The queen has one way to go, that is to the archer tower and then off to the dark elixir drill. If I didn't wall break, the queen would go over to the gold storage, which I wouldn't want. So the queen goes in, I drop another balloon because the balloon is actually, the archer tower is actually taking out my healers, and I remember that the first balloon I dropped actually took damage onto the archer tower, so the other balloon would have been able to take it out. I drop another rage spell. The rage spell is to push the queen through the eagle because of time. You have a minute 30 basically right now on the clock. That is the best time to start your hybrid. I got the kingdom on the army camp and think I wanted him to go up more, but I decided, well, if he's gonna come in, I'll drop a wall breaker for him, which I just did. I froze the queen, drop a rage for the queen again, and I basically set him into there. So he's basically gonna go into that compartment and take out the town hall, or help to take out the town hall. I start my hybrid at this point. So my troops have basically one way to go, and that's either up to the town hall or across to the cannon, where they basically run their way around. But I have right now in my CC max hogs, so the max hogs will be able to run around and clean those up, and while my hybrid will go directly into the town hall compartment. So the town hall is basically going to be activated now from the king. The king did exactly what he was to do, funneling out those buildings. So the hybrid is in, my max hogs pop out in the best time, and then all of my hybrid goes directly into the town hall. I dropped the heal for them, I probably Warren's ability. Max hogs are already CC, and they're going to be taking out those Teslas where I thought they were at the first instance of looking at this base. Max hogs take out the ring of defenses on that side by the town hall. Queen is still alive. That is the main part for this army. And then we had our last and final heal for that Inferno Tower at the back end of the base, which is actually really good because we didn't use our heal to start off on that Inferno Tower. It could have been risky, yes, but it still worked out in the end. The queen was still alive, so it worked in the end. And this base is crushed with the hybrid. You can see why this army is really strong, and I'm basically showing you piece by piece breaking our base, my thought process on how I break down bases, especially where I use a specific army. So you can see we pulled a triple. So we pulled out a pretty easy 6-pack with hybrid and 5 ICG in war, which is really always beautiful to see as well. But that is really it for me. We did pretty well. I'll be dropping my Grand Warden as well. By the time you see this video, he may be still down as well. So I hope you guys did enjoy. Like I said, I do stream on Twitch, Twitch TV/Peacekeeper400, and I'll see you guys there. So that is it for me, and I will see you guys in the next video.